So now we're here, right? FC Barcelona is going to be facing Real Madrid, and Barcelona is going to be playing at the Estadio Olímpic Stadium. They're going to be hosting this match, and Barcelona do have a huge responsibility by trying to win this game. Okay, like Barcelona are in first place. We're 4 points over Real Madrid. So if we were to win this match, Barcelona would have a 7-point gap, which is like nearly going to seal the deal, right? Barcelona having a 7-point gap against Real Madrid is going to be a huge deal. But we have to go into this game with perseverance, with enthusiasm to play. We cannot think about what happened in the match against Inter Milan, because that will hurt us. And there has been multiple reports about, for example, Hansi Flick stating to the players that we have to forget about this loss. We have to move forward. We cannot allow for this low mentality that we have gotten against Inter Milan and bring into the match against Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are going to know that. Real Madrid are going to know that Barcelona may not be mentally there because of the huge loss that they have taken. So we cannot give them access to that. They cannot get advantage of any of that. So we have to come in there with enthusiasm, with smiles, come in focused, never make any defensive mistakes, come in through the offense with, I would just say, effectiveness, not waste any chances whatsoever. We have already beaten Real Madrid 3 times this season. There is no reason for us to not beat Real Madrid for the 4th time. Once again, Real Madrid are in second place. They must win to keep a realistic title hope alive. If Real Madrid do lose this game, for sure, there is going to be a 90% chance that Barcelona win the league title. So to look back at what Barcelona have done, they played on Tuesday. They had a 4-3 loss against Inter Milan. They lost 7-6 on aggregate. And then for Real Madrid, they have had a full week of rest. They have all the rest in the world. They're gonna come in here very fresh. The last game that they have played was against Celta Vigo, which ended as a 3-2 win for them. So looking back at the head-to-head between Barcelona and Real Madrid, the first match was for La Liga, right? October 2024 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Barcelona smashed Real Madrid 4-0. Barcelona won. The Spanish Super Cup final back on January 2025, Barcelona once again smashed Real Madrid 5-2, and Barcelona lifted their first trophy. Barcelona went on to lift their second trophy for the Copa del Rey final, where Barcelona won against Real Madrid 3-2. So the main reason why Barcelona today have 2 trophies this season is because we have been able to defeat Real Madrid twice. So it's insane. And Barcelona right now, they have 4 straight La Liga wins. The domestic double already. As for Real Madrid, the same thing as well. 4 straight La Liga wins. In terms of clean sheets, they have 3 clean sheets in 4 of them, right? So it's insane what Real Madrid and Barcelona have been able to do as a collective, right? They have both been very dominant. I'm not going to sit here and really try to flame on Real Madrid. I'm going to give them my respect, because I think that even though they might not win anything this season, I believe that Real Madrid have done what they could, right? I'm going to be fair to them, because Barcelona last season did not win any trophies. They did what they could, and I'm going to take the exact same approach with Real Madrid. So moving on towards the team news and the expected 11, which is something that I have been really wanting to talk about. First things first, let's talk about FC Barcelona. Alejandro Balde is going to be returning, and he is expected to start. We did not have Alejandro Balde in the past 2 or 3 matches, and that really did hurt us, right? We know that Gerard Martin was important to us for the match against Inter, where he provided 2 assists, but in terms of having consistency, constantly attacking the final third over and over again, that is where we really needed Alejandro Balde. And so because of his hamstring injury, Balde was just not there, and he will be there for the Clásico. We will need him. Inigo Martinez is also going to be fit. The reason why he was taken off early in the match against Inter was because he experienced fatigue. He was tired, simply overloaded, right? He just felt that the mental and physical fatigue. But Inigo Martinez is going to be okay. He will be there for the match against Real Madrid, so I expect him to start. Lewandowski is also fully recovered. He will be starting. Lewandowski actually featured in the match against Inter. I think that if they actually took this risk of using Lewandowski against Inter, they could have done the same thing with Alejandro Balde. Balde looked okay out there, especially when he was out there with the players, but it is what it is. We're going to be having Lewandowski and Alejandro Balde back. Unfortunately, Jules Koundé is still going to be out. We need our fullback, but for right now, Eric Garcia will be taking his spot. Marc Bernal is also out. Pablo Torre, Marc Casado, unlikely because of their knee issues. And then we have Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who is also now officially ready and open to being available, right? Like, he can take on Szczesny's position at any moment. But as of now, I would just tell you that Szczesny is our number one goalkeeper for the rest of this season. I don't see ter Stegen getting any minutes whatsoever for the last 4 matches. So this is going to be my most possible 11. I'm gonna have Szczesny in goal, Eric Garcia as the right back, Cubarsí and Inigo Martinez center back pairing with Alejandro Balde on the left back position. I think that it is safe to say that Ronald Araujo is a player that I just, well, I'm not going to speak for myself. I'm going to speak for everybody here. But Ronald Araujo is not at his best level, and he continues to make mistakes. And I'm not here. I don't want to be here and really try to blame Araujo for what Barcelona have gone through. I'm not trying to trash on the player. I don't think that's healthy at all. But we have to call it how it is. Araujo has made certain mistakes, and Araujo does get pressured in very big moments. We have seen that already in the match against PSG. He did it twice against Inter Milan. We cannot have the exact same thing repeated against Real Madrid. We cannot have that. We have to minimize mistakes. Araujo right now is somebody who does step into mistakes, and for a match that is this important, where we could win the league and increase our chances by to 90%. Araujo right now has no room to be starting in the defensive line. Maybe he could come in later, but in terms of starting, Inigo Martinez and Cubarsí. And so moving on towards the midfield, Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. I mean, like, there's nobody else. If Marc Bernal was still with us and never got injured, we probably would be talking about Marc Bernal and Pedri today. And I think that, spoiler alert, I think that Marc Bernal and Pedri is going to be the future of FC Barcelona's midfield, and especially in the next season. Even though I know that Frenkie de Jong got so much, I would say, positivity after the match against Inter. Even the coach of Inter Milan was saying that Frenkie de Jong was exceptional right next to Lamine Yamal. But at the end of the day, I believe that Marc Bernal is going to overpower Frenkie de Jong, mainly because Marc Bernal has the high football IQ to always position himself in correct positions, always use his long legs to intercept the ball. Marc Bernal is exactly what Barcelona need in the midfield and right next to Pedri. But going back to this game, Frenkie and Pedri, and then as for the attacking 4, Lamine Yamal on the right, Olmo as our 10, Raphinha on the left wing position, and Lewandowski as the striker. So we're not going to be seeing Fermin Lopez for Dani Olmo or Gavi for Dani Olmo. We are no longer going to see Ferran Torres for Lewandowski. We're going to go back to how we used to be back in January, February, and March. And hopefully Dani Olmo can have a good game and really deliver us some goals and assists, because I think that overall what Dani Olmo did against Inter Milan for the first leg and second leg, it was very underwhelming. I expected much more from Olmo. And so hopefully Olmo can maybe bring that type of energy to the match against Real Madrid. And I expect more goals and assists as well coming from Raphinha. And I need Raphinha to do, more goals and more assists, because I'm currently writing this research paper that I'm going to be presenting later on this channel, like in a few days, talking about how Raphinha is the one that should win the Ballon d'Oro over Salah and over Dembélé. But I need Raphinha to either score or assist against Real Madrid to really help my argument and this debate that I'm going to be having in the very near future. And I hope you guys do enjoy it, but it's gonna come down later, in maybe I will say after the Clásico. But yeah, without speaking too much on that, I do want to now move to Real Madrid, because for sure, who's out for the season, it is Rudiger, Mendy, Alaba, Carvajal, Militao, and Camavinga. We're no longer going to be seeing those players at all, meaning that in terms of, like, let's just say the starting 11, okay? Let's keep in mind that Rodrigo has an illness. He'll probably be on the bench. Arda Güler is probably going to get rewarded. Hence the reason why I'm going to have Arda Güler in the starting 11, because he's provided 1 goal and 1 assist against Celta. So I'm going to assume that the 11 is going to look something like this. Courtois in goal, Valverde right back, the Tchouaméni and Asensio center back pairing, and Fran Garcia on the left back position with Ceballos and Modric in the middle, Güler on the right side, Bellingham as the 10, Vinícius on the left, and Mbappé as the number 9. I just really don't see Ancelotti using any other center backs that he has available, because I mean, like Militao, Alaba, they're all not there, right? Rudiger, they're not there anymore, and I don't see Ancelotti betting on any youngsters or any of his C players at all. It's going to be the Tchouaméni going to the midfield with Asensio and Fran Garcia on the left back position. keep in mind, this is exactly where I think Barcelona is going to win. It's going to be where Fran Garcia is at, because Fran Garcia, to me, is a weakness. And we have seen that over and over again. Every time we have seen Lamine Yamal go up against Fran Garcia, Lamine Yamal wins 90% of the time, and it hurts Asensio a lot. So I expect Barcelona to really attack that side of the pitch, which is going to be Barcelona's right side and Real Madrid's left side, where Fran Garcia and Vinícius are going to be living. So if Barcelona want to win the game, they're going to have to go through Fran Garcia, and they're going to have to use players like Lamine Yamal and I would just say Eric Garcia, and really be dominant on the right flank. Here are going to be like some key points that I also want to talk about. Barcelona's dominance this season has been phenomenal. Already with 3 wins over Madrid, it's a 12-4 scoreline. We have scored 12 goals against Real Madrid, and Real Madrid have scored 4 goals against us. Clearly, Barcelona are favored to win this game. Another key point is for sure Madrid's injury crisis. If you guys are Real Madrid fans and you guys are hearing me, how do you guys feel about Real Madrid going through this injury crisis, right? You guys have 6 senior defenders and also midfielders ruled out. It's insane. Do you think that because of this injury crisis that Real Madrid are going through, do you guys need to sign more players based off this, or do you guys believe that this is just bad luck for you guys and you guys should not be signing any reinforcements, right? Because Rudiger is out, Militao is out, Alaba is out. You guys have a lot of center backs, right? I mean, I know that Alaba can play on the left back position, but if you really think about it on paper, you guys have a lot of center backs. Just because you guys have 3 total center backs injured, does that mean that you guys have to bring in someone like Saliba from Arsenal? Or do you guys just call this bad luck and just move forward from there, not sign anybody, and just make sure that everybody is healthy going into the next season? But you guys have a huge injury crisis going on. It's insane. And I know how much that hurts, because we as Barcelona fans and as Barcelona, we speak based off experience. We know how you guys feel right now. We know how unfair everything feels, but it's just part of football, and you're just going to have to move forward from there, right? Point number 3 is going to be the Lewandowski versus Mbappé Vinícius debate. I mean, let's see who rises to the top. I think that Lewandowski has the capability to maybe score 2 or 3 goals against Real Madrid, and when we speak about Mbappé and Vinícius, they have been very underwhelming against Madrid. I know that Mbappé scored a free kick, like, oh my god, like, yeah, okay, I get it. Mbappé scored a free kick against us and stuff, but in terms of who has been the most effective, it has been Lewandowski against Madrid, and Mbappé and Vinícius together have not been able to chase after those victorious wins. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I really just cannot wait to see how Barcelona approach Real Madrid. And I also want to lastly speak about the main defensive problems that Real Madrid have experienced against us, which I think is going to help Barcelona understand how they should attack them in this match on Sunday. Point number 1 is going to be the high line being exposed on transitions. I mean, like, Barcelona repeatedly beat the press against Real Madrid through balls, over the top passes. Look at the goal with Lewandowski passing it to Ferran, and Raphinha receiving the ball and scoring the goals, right? We have consistently beat the press very easy. I also think that Real Madrid have poor box organization during crosses. I mean, like, header goals were conceded by Lewandowski, especially in the match where Barcelona won 4-0. Raphinha also scored a header in the Super Cup. The Tchouaméni, he has like his own box mix-ups, right? Like, the fact that he needs to defend those aerial duels, he's not so great. I believe that Real Madrid also have set piece fragility, right? They give up goals from free kick rebounds, loose ball clearances, like Jules Koundé on the 116th minute in the Copa final. You know, set piece fragility is very much real for Real Madrid, and I think that Real Madrid's intensity does drop. They have those little moments where they can be very high intensity, right? High intense, high attack, high momentum, like in the Copa final, where like between the 65th minute to the 90th minute, they can be very intense. But outside of that, their intensity is very low. Their first half press is very disjointed. Their shape is very loose, and Barcelona can capitalize on top of that. So I think that if we really want to shut down Real Madrid 100%, which I think is going to be very difficult to do, by the way, we have to make sure they don't find that high intensity, high attacking momentum moment like what they did in the previous meetup in the Copa final, right? Because Barcelona gave Real Madrid 25 minutes to really rise up, and that is why they brought it into extra time. And I think that Barcelona cannot allow this for a league match. We need to wrap it up, and hopefully we can bring a 2-1 scoreline, 3-1 scoreline, because that is going to be my score prediction. I believe that Barcelona can win 3-1 in this game, and especially at the Estadio Olímpic. Out of all these games that Barcelona have played, which was a total of 3 times against Real Madrid, none of them have been at the Estadio Olímpic. None. Barcelona have yet to play Real Madrid at their home, and now for the first time, we will be able to do that. So that is going to be my match preview for this match. I'm probably going to be talking about this match again. I mean, like in terms of the pre-match preview again within these next 24 to 48 hours, because I do have some tactical insights that I do want to share with you guys. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.